Welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play Robotics Notes Elite. And the last episode, KAMINAGI reacted to Akio's proud declaration exactly like I thought he would, with a cold, disregarding sneer on his face as he attempted to take Airi Fune's life in order to try and stop us from getting to Tanegashima Island. But out of the blue, something happened that neither he nor I expected, which is that Sumio's parakeet Taro swooped in and took his handgun. Yeah, thing about birds and shiny things, some birds really love shiny things, and Taro is no exception. And that proved to be our saving grace, as well as Airi's. Ko may be gone for now, though, but he will be waiting here on Tanegashima, along with Misaki Tsunomiya, who by now will be more than aware of our arrival. We don't have much time, but with that said, there are quite a few Twippo notifications that need looking into. And of course the first one is from Frau Kajiro. Mama isn't a murderer. That's all I can say. But considering the fact that we still don't know her whereabouts, we just have to believe that Minami Kogori was just another unwitting tool of KAMINAGI. Although we still don't know just how, exactly how the deaths of those 13 Gunbarrel staff members actually occurred. But if and when we find her, hopefully then we'll know the truth. And of course it's Subaru. Heard the story. I'll be waiting at the hangar. If you post on that account, people are going to figure out who you are. I think the whole blackmailing Subaru over Mr. Pleiades gimmick has played itself out. Now is not the time for that. Don't worry about nonsense. Don't worry about nonsense, you say. You've changed, Subaru. You've changed a lot. Looks like you grew up a bit. S-kun. Everyone needs a little bit of nonsense in their lives every now and again. Wow, I got scolded. And Juna. I'll persevere. Hidaka-kun forgave me. I'll be Hidaka-kun's legs. I have confidence in my stamina. Let's see the real you. The real Juna Daitoko. Looks like we're arriving at the old airport. Oh, we're already here now. I will have balefires up on the runway to guide you. It's raining, but they should last for a bit. Didn't really need them, after all. No problem, I believe in Mr. Shigemi. Nothing in this bee, not even from Fumiko, who must be worried sick. And updates from Kurokane. Blog updated. Another truth has emerged. There is another culprit behind the mysterious deaths of the gun barrel staff. Let's see what he's found. After doing some research on my own, I found out something. With the state we're in right now, telling the police won't do anything. Rather, I think there are police covering up the truth about this conspiracy theory, so I've decided to report it here. I thought that 13 people died, and Minami Kugori fled the scene from the studio of the Gun Barrel anime. But I was wrong. Well, at least you finally admit it, Kurokane. But there's more. There are 15 people at the scene, not 14. This is the truth I found out in the past few days. This will put myself at risk, but as journalist, I'm going to publicly announce that person's name. His name is Sakai Hoshida. He was the CEO of Happiness for You, and at the time, and is currently the CEO of a lease company, Hoshida. Also, Happiness for You was a sponsor for Gun Barrel near the end of the series. That's Ko's influence working its magic. Hoshida has an executive named Maurice Lebron, a military man from Glory Service, a known French military enterprise. That Lebron is a security guard for Hoshida. On the last day that Minami Kogori was seen on Tanegashima, eyewitnesses reported seeing armed foreigners. From testimony, their attire matched the security uniform of Glory Services. Perhaps they landed on the island to search for Minami Kogori. That is an overview of the information I know now. After this disaster is calmed down, I plan to have an interview with Hoshida. That was the name that came up in our own digging. Again, Kurokane is going crazy. I think he's actually starting to see sense. What is Kurokane doing at a time like this? Is he stupid? Hey, that GSFR, that Frau Kujira was talking about. Isn't that the initials for Glory Service? And FR means France, I think. A genius arrives. Is Kurokane tweeping because he is certain that the real culprit is a person named Hoshida? If not, it's defamation. Typical from him, but still. Hoshida is invested in companies called Taiyo Development and Commit. Both have made their way to Tanegashima. Both of which are, as Dash pointed out, both Taiyo Development and Commit are shell companies. Shell companies that, tied to the Committee of 300 in their myriad ways. Are you Frau Kujira herself? Did you move to Tanegashima to research your mother's disappearance? No, that's not Frau's account, unfortunately. Well, I should say, fortunately. Speaking of Happiness for You, the popular Ko Kimijima was a founding member. I guess he is the one who created IUO. That he did. He is also the one behind this. I heard that Ko Kimijima was killed 10 years ago in Tanegashima. And he also was. But he's back. Minami Kogori and Ko Kimijima both in Tanegashima. Seems like Minami Kogori was trying to meet Ko Kimijima, even though he was already gone in 2015. No. I think, yeah, she was trying to get away. She wasn't trying to meet him at all. Did Ko Kimijima run to Tanegashima because he knew the other faiths of Hoshida but still got killed? No. We know the truth. And none of these people ever will. And that saddens me. Ah, blessed ignorance. Yesterday I called the Kagoshima and Tanegashima police department before the solar storm hit. They both said that there were no research reports on Minami Furugori. This is all Kurakane's delusions. Kurakane's actions are getting worse. For sure he's making stuff up. I don't think he'll ever do an interview. There's no way to book one in this disaster. Don't take Kurakane too seriously. I feel the people bashing Kurakane is desperate. Maybe they're just undercover. I found a crazy article on Taboo. Let's see this article. Man gets stabbed at a local restaurant. Man gets stabbed at a restaurant located in Kabukicho, Shinjuku. Person that died is CEO of Hoshida Co. Limited, Sakai Hoshida, 46 years old. The suspect is Hamanashi Hiroshi, a jobless 24-year-old. He states his Pokécom told him to kill the man. Currently investigating. Taboo News. Hey, is this Kurakane? So, Kurakane's prime suspect is dead. He's never going to get that interview. Ko Kimijima, tying up loose ends. Swine. Hoshida is dead? Seriously? Unfortunately. When is this article from? Yesterday morning, so it must have happened between midnight of the 26th and the morning of the 27th. Probably either before or even after our encounter with Ko. This murder case was treated as a small case due to the solar storm issue, but isn't that pretty bad? Hoshida was erased. Indeed he was. Indeed he was. High chance that Hoshida was erased. Tokyo locals are cray. It's like a drama. A drama orchestrated and directed by Ko Kimijima. I feel like I'm in a movie considering the fall of Odaiba. Misinformation, Odaiba is still there. But maybe what Kurakane is saying is the truth. But if Hoshida was erased, does that mean there's someone behind Hoshida? Maybe happiness for you? Sus. Very sus. Must be related to Project Atum. It's the Committee of the 300. If we keep on talking about this, we might be erased. Kind of scary. Ko Kimijima may have written the reports and had us spread them to perpetuate the misinformation and the development of Project Atum and Project Mars, but there is a double-edged side to things, is that we can use that propaganda to do what we originally thought the reports were going to do, which is actually to warn people and get them to understand the truth about the Committee of 300. And nothing from Neidhart, Dash, or Kurikame. Oh well. But anyway, we're nice and dry for the moment. Very cool. As a pilot should be. And again, he is your father, Kaito, so... Speaking of Dad, he was the last to exit the plane. He's currently standing in front of it, bowing his head in respect to the damaged frame as the rain pours down on them. Of course, he won't be doing any repairs with the weather being what it is. Juna, Frau, and Subaru with his crutches. Everyone's here at last. All the members of the Tanegashima Robotics Club.
おお、部長先輩とヤシオ先輩のなんという夫婦オーラ、爆発すべき。
I would say that now is not the time for this, Frau, but what the hell?
二人とも生命力だけはしぶといですね。
You can thank Shigumi for that. 3 of the former Robotics Club's members are together in this hangar. The cast on Subaru's leg is covered in mud from the rain.
みんな。
Yeah, your eyes are not deceiving you, Akio. Akio's expression is apologetic as she hesitantly looks at them. I give her a little push on the back and she almost falls over. She now stands before Juna, Subaru, and Frau. Akio looks at each of them in the eyes before bowing her head deeply.
みんな、ごめんね。ガンツ靴守れなかった。壊されちゃった。
Gone, but never forgotten. So long, Gunbuild 2.
せっかくみんなで作ったのに、本当にごめん。うちあんなにわがまま言って東京にガンツ靴を連れてったのに。
It was all part of the dream. The dream to build at least one gun barrel-esque robot to the Tokyo Expo.
部長、顔を上げてください。
After all, they all came here because of you and your declaration against KAMINAGI.
みんな、うちのことまだ部長って呼んでくれるの？もうロボ部はないんだよ。呼びたい。私は部長って呼びたい。私一度辞めちゃった身だけど、呼んでもいいかな。
I would say it is.
部長先輩、マジ部長。
そもそも僕はロボ部を辞めた覚えはありません。だから部長のことも部長のままです。
俺もアキちゃんのことは今でも部長だと思ってるよ。
みんな、ありがとう。
We're with you to the end, Akio. She wipes the tears from her eyes.
中種ロボ部部長、瀬宮明穂、ただいま戻りました。ジャキーン。
As she makes her declaration, Akio strikes a strange pose. The time for reunions is over.
では、現在の島の状況について説明します。
Also, yeah, This will be the first time that Juna, Sabaru, and Frau will be encountering the real-life Airi Fude. But that could wait. After moving over to the school, we spread out a map of Tanegashima and stand around it to assess the situation.
なんか作戦会議みたいだね。
Indeed it is, considering who we're up against. Although that being said, I'm surprised that Misaki's group weren't able to lock down the entirety of the island. I guess they thought that just securing the JAXA Center would be enough to see their plans through. But they still need time to prepare that rocket for launch, which is the window of opportunity we need to pull this off. There they are. All 5 of them. Together again.
むしろ作戦会議そのものだろう、上皇。
Yeah. Frau admonishing again, yeah? Did we really need to roll out a giant map?
昨日の昼、種子島宇宙センターが武装集団に占拠されました。怪我人はゼロ。職員はほぼ全員が脱出してきて無事です。
Yeah, they weren't intent on killing anyone. Yet. The only hostage that they currently have is Kenichiro. And that's because he stayed behind. That's definitely a relief. As opposed to the fact that, should their plans succeed, 5 billion people will literally be wiped off the face of the planet.
ただ一人、所長さんだけが人質になっています。
Yeah, and that's where the issue lies. I don't think Taro is going to help us in that hostage situation, I'm afraid.
お父さんが。
さらに武装集団は宇宙センター占拠と並行してフルゴーリの家を襲撃してきました。
Yeah. They were looking to tie up ends with Minami.
幸いこれは天王寺さんが撃退してくれたらしく、なんとか死守できたんですが。
Isa impelled an armed group. You'd be surprised at what she's capable of, Kaito. Who is she?
フラウボーを襲撃した理由は何かな。私の頭脳だと思われ、キリ。
Yes and no. Well, Frau is pretty famous. She's the most notable person in the Robotics Club.
他に僕の父さんが昨日の午後、種子島沖合を飛行する多数の巨大ロボット軍団を見た。
空飛ぶ巨大ロボの軍団。
I mean, sure, the exoskeleton company has a large group of manufactured HUG suits for military combat. I wonder, was that demonstration an AR trick designed to camouflage the infiltration of Misaki's team? I wonder. Please don't say you're hyped or fired up or whatever, read the room. I think she knows that a group of enemy robots or enemy suits is not good
そ
news.
んなのが相手にいるのに勝ち目はあるのかな。
幻かもしれないよ。グランドオベリスクみたいに。
Kaito, reading along the same lines as I.
だといいけど。
If they were real, or if some of them might be, and that could be a huge problem.
南種町の人たちの避難状況は。
JAXA の職員、それと南種町から逃げてきた人たちはこの学校と運動公園の体育館とに避難しています。
So everyone from the TNSC are hiding out in Churo High. Also on the previous matter, there is one HUG suit that isn't an illusion. That is Sumeragi. And if Misaki pilots Sumeragi with Kaminagi, yeah, if that happens, things are going to be much, much worse. When we got to the school, the gym lights were on, and I could hear a bunch of people talking. I'm sure Mother and Mrs. Sonomiya are there. I should probably drop in later.
ありがとう。状況は大体分かったよ。
That's everything at hand. But while we're back here in the high school, there is one last thing that is in order. Well, I mean, we already know who these people are. Our friends, our companions within the Robotics Club. That's not what I was referring to. I was referring to today's tour duty. Geotag number 30. Nakasato and Nagano. And I think that's it.
今は他の人たちは当てにせずにうちらでできることを考えるしかない。もちろん他にも敵を止めるための手段はね、いろいろあると思う。
Akio with the strategy meeting of her own.
例えば島中の大型トラックや重機を集めて全員で特攻するとか。
I don't think we should necessarily be resorting to kamikaze attacks in this instance. If I'm being perfectly
犠牲が出るのは前提だけど、物量で押し切ればどうにかなるかもしれない。でもそれは最後の手段。
At least Akio is being serious about that last part.
さすがに島のみんなに世界を救うために死んでこいなんて無責任なことを頼めないから。
Looks like Host's words have had some effect on Akio after all.
まずはうちらが先陣を切ろう。そのためのガンツクワンダも正義のロボは種子島にありだよ。
That's why it's being rebuilt.
ただ敵は本気のテロリストだからもしかしたら死ぬかもしれない。
We will certainly die if that black hole bomb gets into outer space.
ここで降りても誰も文句は言わないよ。
As I said before, Akio, we're all in this to the end.
みんなそれでもついてきてくれる
？Everyone nods without hesitation.
じゃあうちとカイからは敵の情報について話しとくね。
Brace yourselves.
このテロの首謀者は君島光。異廊の中に存在するデータだけの存在なの。
And of course, Juna will be more than familiar with the name Ko Kimijima, given the fact that she was the first one that Kaito talked to about the Kimijima reports. I gave Akio a rundown of everything while we were on the plane coming home.
そいつは300人委員会っていう影の支配者からの指示で人類を虐殺しようとしてる。敵の数は分かんないけどその中には
chokes on her words for a moment, which is completely understandable. But she quickly looks around at everyone's faces and stiffens back up. Now is the time for resolve, Akio Sanomiya.
その中にはうちのお姉ちゃん瀬宮美咲もいる。
The room is filled with gasps.
うちらの目的はそのテロリストたちを倒し虐殺計画を止めること。アキオちゃんいいの？
Can anyone be okay with this, I wonder? Akio firmly nods her head. It's not like we have a choice. Yeah, we will have to face Misaki in
お
combat.
姉ちゃんを止めるの絶対に。
Faced with such grim determination from Akio, nobody says anything further.
敵の目的についてはカイから説明よろしく。
敵の目的は VAB で組み立て済みのロケットを打ち上げることだよ。テロリストはその奪ったロケットにブラックホール爆弾を乗せようとしている可能性が高い。
ブラックホール爆弾
Yeah, I know, it's hard to believe.
ナンセンスにも程がありますね。やれやれ。
Yeah, this is no conspiracy theory anymore, my friend. The Committee of 300 and KAMINAGI are playing for keeps.
それを打ち上げて宇宙で爆発させ磁気圏サブストームを引き起こす。それこそがプロジェクトアトムってわけ。内容については君島レポートに書いてあった通り。
Once again, just appreciating the irony that reports warning us of what it was their creator actually setting out to do.
詳しく知りたいならネットにいくらでも転がってるから読んでみて。
We still have them. All 7 of them. It was a clever ruse, to be sure. It was an absolutely clever ruse. Yeah. Insidiously ingenious. While warning about brainwashing, the reports themselves played a part in said brainwashing. Yeah, he even said, pay attention to Kagame. A symbol wherever they experiment. Yeah. Just the brazen conceit of KAMINAGI's two-faced scheme, warning us about this, while at the same time carrying it out. Jesus. Yeah, the iRobot supposedly created to look into information of Committee of 300, despite the fact that we couldn't access any information regarding that. Yeah, now we know the truth why. God damn it. Yeah. It's because it would have been very inconvenient for Kimijima if we actually did manage to find something about the inner workings of the Committee of 300. And this is and Project Atum is project number 114. There are plenty of other experiments, but should we prove victorious in stopping them? Yeah. It'll be hard to put their existence back into the bottle. Once we do succeed, if we succeed, yeah, just reading through these one last time to appreciate the tragic irony of all this. You have to understand that the ideas you thought you decided of your own volition were instead chosen for you while they peered into your thoughts. Fuck you, Kimijima, and fuck your shit. Even though you're right, which makes you a pretentious smartass in this situation. Bastard. Yeah, all this information will actually leaving out very, very crucial aspects. Yeah. There is a high possibility that these absurd theories have been forged by Tavistock with the intent of employing them as a camouflage. I'm still livid. I'm still so incredibly irate. Yeah, report number 5 even warns of the magnetic substorm that will be caused by the black hole bomb, but doesn't mention anything about the black hole bomb whatsoever. That in and of itself, that particular omission from the reports was the big clue. Silent weapons. That being said, we still have those devices conveniently given to us by Sawada, the same devices that were used by Masaki during the debacle at the expo. It should be obvious that such electromagnetic weaponry was the cause of earthquakes, and yet, regardless of the unnatural circumstances surrounding them, not a soul dares to come forth in opposition to this legitimacy. Does this not seem odd? If you do not believe so, then Tavistock is controlling your will as well. Yeah. The final nail in the coffin. We didn't think to question the legitimacy of the Kimijima reports either, which allowed code to control our will and actions as well. I am so incredibly mad. These reports will serve as anti-propaganda. It was all lies. All lies, all of it. Curse you, Hidden Hand, and curse you, KAMINAGI. We're done. We're done with your nonsense.
それとミサ姉は大型ハグに乗ってるはず。6本足の雲型のやつ。
Yeah, that's Sumeragi, and there is a very high chance it will be deployed in this operation against us.
JAXA 職員の目撃情報と一致します。宇宙センターにも現れたらしいです。
Yeah, Misaki already has it there. God damn it.
ハグって言ってるけど、従来のものとは全く別物だったりする。エグスケ社の偉い人から情報もらったから共有するね。
Yeah, we kind of ran into it over at the expo. In actuality, Sawada got in touch with me while I was on the plane. There's Kaminagi, the exoskeleton that Misaki is equipped with, which of course is what is used to pilot Sumeragi. We're gonna have to fight both. Yeah. Along with Misaki. I've no clue how he got my contact info, but he sent me a bunch of top secret files from Mexico. Detailed data about the HUG's weaknesses, like spots likely to wear out, the works. Crucial information that we need.
こいつが敵の最終防衛ラインに配置されてるっぽい。雲型の6本足はエグゾスケルトン社コンセプトモデル HUGX02、コードネームスメラギ、多分その2番機。
The first, of course, lag and ruins haven't been used as a distraction against us. Of course, that being said, if they had kept the second Sumeragi or even had a third to deploy, we would be in huge trouble. Fighting two of them would be a very, very tall order indeed.
ね、そいつとくっついてるらしいのが同じくコンセプトモデルの HUGX01 カミナギ。
くっついてるの？
そう、雲に騎乗してるって言った方が分かりやすいかな。カミナギの全高は 5.4 メートル、ロボ1号機のだいたい半分くらい。
Of course, Misaki will be wearing it at all times just for that very purpose of utilizing Sumeragi. When I saw it at the expo, it went offline without separating, so I don't know what it looks like on its own. But Akio does, after witnessing what happened to Gumball 2.
カミナギはデータだけ見るとかなり機動力が高いっぽい。走ったりもできるらしい。
走るんだ。すごいね。
Yeah, that agility doesn't work in our favor.
ホバリングなどではなくですか？
いや、普通に走る。あと物を掴む能力が高い。指の動きを正確にフィードバックできるって資料に書いてある。
It's definitely state of the art.
つまり武器を持ってるかもしれないってこと。
Of course it can.
武器か。だとしても 近接格闘武器に限定されるでしょう。
I'm pretty sure that Kaminagi is capable of holding rifles and assault weapons.
ロボットが手に持って使うことのできる銃器は世界には存在しませんから。
I wouldn't put it past Exco. And Kaminagi isn't that large, as we just established.
特注品を作ってなければの話っしょ。
Yeah, Ralph sees where we're going with this.
そうなるとお手上げです。特に銃器は試作1号機とは相性が悪すぎる。
Yeah, it's a shame we don't have a beam, either a beam rifle or a beam saber to deal with the situation.
雲型の方はどうなん？雲型はミサイルを装備してる。
Yeah, actual missiles.
まるで兵器みたい。
It is the weapon, Juna.
兵器そのものでしょう。軍事用として作られたコンセプトモデルですよ、こいつは。
あと2本の前足にはブレードがあるよ。
And not just the front. All of its legs are basically blades.
そのブレードがガンツク2を壊したの。
雲型は雷を装着した状態で登場しないと操縦できないらしい。だから2体でワンセットってこと。
And yet, there was a bit of skullduggery regarding the Sumeragi at the Tokyo Expo for the fact that Misaki, quote unquote, wasn't there.
雲型を破壊してもまだ中からもう一機出てくるわけですね。
Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it, Subaru.
高機動力のやつがね。
Yeah, so even if we do manage to somehow incapacitate Sumeragi, we'll have to deal with Kaminagi and Misaki in the process.
マトリョーシカですね、わかります。
No, it's not quite. Not quite, Frau. But I do see where you're going with this. Matryoshika doll. Oh, Yoshika. A traditional wooden doll in Russian culture, also known as a Russian nesting doll. The doll splits into two halves opening from its torso. Inside the doll is a smaller doll that shares the same design, and inside that one is another one. There are often 6 layers or more. They are very, very recognizable. Of course, if we had to deal with 6 HUG units, we would be in over our heads. Yeah, no, not at all. Perish the thought, Kaito.
それとエグスケ社の偉い人からもう一つ有意義な情報。君島公をやっつける方法を考え中だって。
Ko's plan, while ingenious, does have one big flaw. He is now a digital construct, part of a system. And it should be very possible to purge him from that system.
データだけの存在である君島公を消し去るためのコンピューターウイルスみたいな代物らしい。
An anti-Ko-Kimijima virus, you could say. With that, it should be possible to get him to stop possessing Mizune, who will be able to return her to her senses. But that being said, Kaito, she won't be able to escape from the layers of guilt that have been crushing her down all this time. Akio doesn't look happy. Even if Mizune does come to her senses, it wouldn't change the fact that she's a terrorist, that despite her actions to save Kaito and Akio from Ko's clutches, she is now working with them. But even still,
君島公の呪縛からミサネを解き放てればミサネは無力化できる。当然ミサネが乗るスメラギとカミナギもね。
but I doubt things will go as swimmingly as that.
それがあれば戦わなくてもいいんだよね。
That unfortunately is a luxury we do not have.
だったらウイルスができるのを待ってから会いに行けばいいんじゃないかな。
We still have to deal with Misaki's team.
問題は間に合うかどうかが微妙ってことかな。
There are still 8 others besides Misaki.
今から積み荷を乗せ替えるとして今日は一日雨だから打ち上げは明日になるはず。
That rain is the only reason why the rocket hasn't been launched yet. But it's going to be fine the next day. Yeah, we only have one shot in less than 24
天気予
hours.
報だと明日は晴れだね。
It's possible that the anti-Kimijima virus won't be completed until after that.
こっちがクリアしておくべき最低条件がいくつか見えてきました。
It's kind of like the flags for the Kimijima reports in the twisted sense.
一つ目、スメラギを破壊するための武装。
Yeah, we're gonna need missiles and other things.
二つ目、カミナギの動きに対応するための機動力。機動力については敵の攻撃に耐えられるだけの防御力があれば代用はできなくもないですが。
1号機くんってすごく動き遅かったよね。
Yeah, he needs to be faster.
絶望的なまでに。ですが防御力はもっと絶望的です。
Yeah, considering the fact that Model 1 was built mainly from sheet metal and just hand-me-down parts, as well as pretty much being papier-mâché on the inside.
紙装甲だよね。
It is made out of paper.
紙
It's that bad. And we have to do this whole fixer-upper in less than 24 hours.
紙みたいにペラペラってこと。
側を今から強化したところで大したものは用意できないでしょう。使い捨ての盾をたくさん用意した方がまだマシかもしれません。
That could
でも
work.
ガンツクワンって腕は使い物にならないよ。
Yeah, that's also a problem.
そこも考えないとですね。今からまともな腕の機構を作っている余裕はありません。
Yeah.
防御力重視にした場合、カミナギの機動力にはどう対処する？
M45 の戦い方はどうかな。いくら向こうに機動力があっても攻撃を仕掛ける時には必ず接近して一旦動きを止めなくちゃいけないわけでしょ。だからこっちは基本的に動かずに守りを固めるので、カウンター狙い。
That might work with Kaminagi, but not with Sumeragi.
それは難しいんじゃないかな。向こうはロケットが打ち上がるまで時間稼ぎさえすればいいわけでしょ。つまり向こうが守る側でこっちが攻める側なんだよ。こっちもカウンター狙いを選ぶと互いに睨み合ったまま 時間だけ過ぎちゃう気が。
Yuna has a point. Yeah, all they need to do is just wind down the clock.
あ、そっか。
That isn't gonna help our situation.
純ちゃんの言う通り、こっちから攻めて倒す必要があるね。
Despite the fact of earlier words about wanting not to fight.
そうなるとますます機動力の強化が必須ですね。
Yeah. Might not be as fast as Kaminagi, but we need agility more than anything.
スバル、ガンツク1の状況は？
すでに改良には着手しています。
That's a start,
早っ。
but not fast enough.
部長の演説を聞いてその意図は大体分かりましたから。
もしかしてあれ聞いてたんだ。
Indeed they did.
バッチリと。これまでに足のモーターを2機モノポールモーターに換装しました。
Well, monopole motors would certainly help. As far as I remember, Doc supplied us with 6 monopole motors as spares for Model 2, all for use with Model 1. There's still other
う
issues
ちの先見の明ってやつだね。
to deal with. Now is not the time to be taking credit for that, Akio. And even Frau's looking disappointed.
なんか言ってよ。はいはい、ワロスワロス。
Very cringe, Akio. Very cringe.
旧型モーターとモノポールモーターはサイズが全く同じなので換装は楽です。今の人数ならあと6時間もかからないはずですよ。
That's all well and good as far as the motors are concerned.
モノポールモーターにするだけでも試作1号機の歩行スピードは劇的に向上するはずです。
Yeah, but we don't have the time or the technology to develop much else.
それでもまだ十分遅いがな。
Yeah, wait issue.
じゃあ、ガンツク1の改良方針について具体的に詰めていこう。
Yeah, no matter what happens, it's still gonna be very heavy.
時間もないのでゼロからきっちり検討するのは難しいですね。
No, we do not.
2号機でのノウハウをなるべく生かす方向に持っていった方がいいかもしれません。機動力重視ということであれば脚部の強化と軽量化は必須です。
Would be nice if Sawada could provide us with some technological means, but he's already done all he can by giving us Kaminagi and Sumeragi's designs.
この際ボディの防御力は捨てるしかありません。
Yeah, we're not going to be able to armor Gunbuild 1.
もともとペラペラだったわけだし、それでいいと思う。
脚部の強化はモノポールモーター以外だと2号機の時にやった CFRP のシート強度を上げるためにあれをまた使うのがいいでしょう。
Of course, the legs are pretty much the strongest aspect of Gunbuild 1.
内蔵エンジンは捨てるべきだね。あれでかなり重量取ってる。
Plus it's loud as hell. Subaru nods at my suggestion.
内蔵エンジンは外して2号機と同じようにレーザ光送電システムを組み込みます。
Which means that there has to be somebody with the laser empowerment gun on hand as well, which unfortunately, while useful, creates a bit of a target opportunity for the enemy. If they're able to take out the parabolic antenna, much less the person holding the laser placement gun. Yeah, that's bad
予
news.
備あるの？
But it's not like we've got another system in place.
あるぜ。
We'll just have to do. And speaking of which, Doc enters the classroom with perfect timing and his customary rock music.
おじいちゃん。
お前らがここだって聞いてな。
ドク、本当にレーザー光送電装置って予備あるの
1号機の改良に使えると思ってな。念のために仕入れといたんだよ。
Yeah, Fujita wanted to improve Model 1 as much as you did, as much as Masaki once did too.
すごい、さすがドク。
That's Fujita for you, always coming in handy when it counts.
そんなんで本当に利益得られてるの？
Does money even matter in this situation right now, Kaito?
利益なんざどうでもいいんだよ。俺は気に入ったものは仕入れる。気に入らねえものは仕入れねえ。それだけさ。
ロックだ。
そんなわけでパーツ代は後払いでいい。
Yeah, there's still that little
で、
catch.
結局払わされるの？全然ロックじゃないじゃん。
俺が作ったレーザー銃座は東京には持っていかなかったの。そのまま流用できる。
バッテリーも小さいものに換装すればかなり軽くなると思います。
That should help.
レーザー銃座について質問。
Wow, raising her hand.
あれ、武器として使っちゃダメなん？ 武器？
It's possible, but without it we can't power Gunboat 1.
常時照射できるようにして寸胴ガンバレルに持たせれば。それでレーザー銃爆誕じゃね？
True, but then again, that, yeah. You would literally be killing people, even if it was armed operatives of the Committee of
人
300.
殺せる威力って話だし。
But it's concentrated fire. You might be able to kill one person with it, but I would allow everyone else to take advantage.
殺すなんて発想はやめてくれない？
Of course, when it really comes down to it, we'll have to incapacitate the operatives sooner or later.
私のママだって多分だけど殺されましたが何か。
Kind of hard to argue with that logic.
50億人殺そうとしてる相手なら最悪殺すのもやむを得ないと思われ。
She's right. After all, the committee are going to such lengths in order to achieve their projects and their ambitions. I'd be making a big mistake if I went easy on Mizune. As much as we would love to hold on to our scruples, yeah. Yeah, it's not gonna be possible this time
う
around.
ちらは人殺しじゃない。できるだけ殺さないでなんとかなるような方法を取りたい。相手がお姉ちゃんだからっていう身内びいきはもちろんあるよ。そこは多めに見てほしい。ごめんね。で、殺すしか手段がないってなった時は。
Akia raises her head.
その時はうちがお姉ちゃんを。
いや、パイロットは俺だし。
Kaido jumping in. Without a moment's delay, I cut in.
そんな状況になった時は俺が何とかするよ。
After all, it's gonna be Kaito versus Masaki.
Kai.
Basically, think of it as one giant real-life kill ballad match.
そうせん。
At least that's how Kaito would see it.
部長先輩をいじめてるわけじゃなくて、それくらいの覚悟必要なんじゃないかって思っただけ。
We do need to be prepared for the worst, Frau.
ありがとう、フラウボー。うちまだ甘かったかも。
It's all very well and good being a hero of justice, but that doesn't mean anything to the Committee of 300.
いずれにせよあの送電銃じゃ出力が足りねえよ。
Yeah, I had a feeling.
ロボの走行を貫通させる気なら長時間同じ場所に当て続けるしかねえな。溶接用のレーザーよりも威力は弱いだろうよ。人を殺したいなら人体に直接当てるんだな。そしたら焼き殺せるさ。
I don't think I want to do that, so that pretty much means that the laser beam is out. Burning Mizune to death with the laser. But I'm fully aware that now's not the time to say that.
爆弾とかそういうのを用意してこっそりあのロケットに仕掛けてくるってどうかな。
I see where you're going with this, Juna, and I have to say that I'm going to have to shoot down that idea. On the grounds of putting a bomb on a bomb, not the best strategy.
そうしたら相手のロボットさんとはその戦わなくて済むんじゃ。
I think we still would, unfortunately, under those circumstances.
それはナンセンスですね。
I'm with Subaru on this one.
あのロケットにはブラックホール爆弾が積んであるかもしれないんでしょ。もしそれが誤って地上で爆発しようものなら種子島が地上から消滅するかもしれません。
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So we're dealing with another handicap.
そんな危険なんだ。ごめん。
How are you to know? But of course
やっ
now
ぱ
we
り
know.
この状況を止めるのはガンツクワンを置いて他にないってことだよ。
It's our only weapon.
でも例の部長の演説は聞いていてたまらずうめいてしまいましたよ。正義のロボットとか悪のロボットとかそういう極端な価値観でしか語れなかったのはいかにも部長らしかったです。完全懲悪なんてものをこの状況で持ち出すのはそれこそアニメの見過ぎですよ。
正義は勝つ。つまりうちらが絶対勝つ。
Idea's not backing down, Subaru.
強引すぎる二段論法ですね。そんなシンプルな形で世界が回っていればもっと平和だったでしょう。
スーパール、いちいち上から目線にならないで。まあまあ、あきほちゃん落ち着いて。
She's about to be a little upset.
本題に戻りましょう。武装の話は置いておいて改良の話について。
Subaru's completely taken over. Despite calling her Prez earlier, he's the one who looks who most looks like the president, especially to an outsider.
合成はどうする？胴体が空洞だぜ。歩行スピードが速くなるともげるかもしれねえ。
That's an issue.
もげる。
車みたいに黒森鋼で補強しましょうか。
Chromoly steel. Short for chrome molybdenum. Yeah. Bdenum steel. One of the alloy steels used for a general machine structure. It is formed when molybdenum is added to chrome steel and to upgrade the processability and weldability. Mainly used in frames for automobiles, bicycles, etc.
時間を考えるとそれが妥当なとこか。車用のものならすぐ手に入るしな。
Not to mention the fact that there will almost certainly be other automotive engineers who will be willing to help us.
コックピットはどうします？遠隔操縦式にしますか？
Everyone looks at me. Yeah. Kaito really doesn't want to have to pilot Gunbuild 1 from the inside. But, being said, Gunbuild 1 was originally designed to be piloted with a human pilot. I guess they've all acknowledged me as the pilot, eh? Oh, you said it yourself. I figured that'd be the case.
コックピットはそのままで。ワイヤレスな遠隔操縦だと遅延が発生するからね。ほんの数触れだけど俺にとっては致命的な問題だ。
Kaido, of course, speaking in fighting game terms.
しかも相手は現在の全一。機体性能は向こうの方が圧倒的に上。あっちは飛び道具だって持ってる。だからネガティブ要素は一つでも捨てておきたい。
Within the time frame we've got, of course.
乗ったらヤシオ先輩が一番死ぬ可能性が高くなるわけだわ。
That's a given.
いいの？
敵の攻撃を食らった時だけでなく、戦闘中に転倒でもしようものなら、それだけできっと死ねますよ。
The impact.
やるしかないでしょ。それくらいの覚悟がないとね。
Kaito Yashiro of old would definitely have said, "No way, Jose." But that was over 6 months ago, and a lot has changed since then.
かかってるのは50億人の命だもんね。
Yeah, that's the scale we're playing for.
いや違うよ。それは関係ない。50億人なんてちっとも実感湧かないし。
But of course, in Kaito's world, all that matters is beating Misaki and being crowned number 1.
じゃあ
そこまでしなきゃ全一には勝てないからだよ。
My opponent is Misaki Sonomiya. She's the wall that always stood before me, my one true wall.
で、コナちゃん、ヒルバラシステムは搭載できる？
Yeah, we'll need it.
2号機用に作ったのしかないからこれから調整するわ。姿勢制御システムとかもまんま流用はできない一方。でも姿勢制御は必要だよ。できるだけ2号機のを流用しよう。
We'll have to do the best we can with what we got.
レーザースキャンでの周辺地形解析と行動予測ナビゲーション、
That will definitely help with mobility.
そのあたりもシステムの流用でなんとかなるはずです。
パーツは店から持ってこよう。でも後払いでいい。
Indeed, after this is over, of course.
最悪システムを歩かせながらアップデートしていくしかないんじゃね。
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
移動と連動させた3次元マッピングって使ってたよね。
Ironic that we have to use the very system designed by KAMINAGI to help pilot Gunbuild 1.
あれは外したいんだけど。
だね。
Or maybe not. KAMINAGI is the man who created it, and we're off to go fight him. We can't trust it.
あとは腕をどうするかですね。今のところただの飾りでしかないので外しますか。
偉い人には分からんのです。
Yeah, I don't think Akio's gonna budge on that. Even though Sabaru's probably right.
偉い人？じゃあまだまだ勉強不足だね。外していいよ。今回は見た目にこだわってる場合じゃないし。
いつもこれくらい合理的に考えてくれれば僕としてもありがたかったんですが。
Fortunately, we don't have the luxury of thinking rationally with what the committee had planned.
何を？
落ち着いて、アキちゃん。
腕には俺が趣味で作った例のあれをつけるってのはどうだ。
おじいちゃん、何か持ってきたの？
Still got a few things up your sleeve, Fujita?
例のあれってまさか。
パイルバンカだ。
Good show, old man. Good show.
そしてこのドヤ顔である。
He deserves it, Frau.
最終調整はしてねえが一応完成はしてる。
A final, yeah. Final salute to M45.
至近距離でぶち込めや装甲をぶっ壊すくらいはできるはずだ。対機構戦には有効じゃねえか。
That will definitely, increase our odds.
パイルバンカーを腕の代わりに装着ですか。
Well, we've got no other, defensive or offensive capabilities.
左右のバランスが崩れて機体が傾くかも。もし取り付けるつもりなら反対側にカウンターウェイトが必要かと。
Yet again, Subaru has a point. Counterweight. Weight to use to keep balance.
パイルバンカは2つある。
Yeah, like I said, a nod to M45.
そしてまたもこのドヤ顔である。2つも作っちゃったんだ。
1つはまだ未完成だがな。8割方はできてる。
両腕をパイルバンカーに。
Once again, our odds have improved.
さっきスバルが言ってた使い捨ての盾を用意する案は？
守りに入るぐらいなら攻めに特化した方がいいと思うけど。
Indeed, we're the ones trying to stop them after all.
だがミサイルを防ぐ方法なんてそうそうねえぞ。
You'll just have to try and live with that.
茶風 ECM フレアリアクティブアーマー
That's a lot of tools there that you're bringing up. Chaff, a countermeasure used to disrupt radar and evade radar-guided missiles. It emits a large amount of small electromagnetic wave reflectors to confuse radar. The electromagnetic wave reflectors consists of mainly of tin foil, aluminium foil, and aluminum foil and fiberglass. I usually pronounce it as aluminium, because that's usually how it's supposed to be spelled, at least in my book. ECM, short for Electronic Countermeasures, an electronic jamming device. Flare Countermeasure, countermeasure designed to evade infrared-guided missiles. Flares share the same wavelength as most aircrafts and are able to produce a powerful source of infrared light for a short period of time. They do this by emitting a metallic powder containing magnesium, fluorocarbons, Viton, Teflon, and ammonium as it burns, which in turn misleads infrared detection. And finally, reactive armor, type of armor that reacts to attacks in certain ways depending on the attack in order to reduce damage. Most often employed in order to respond to different kinds of explosives. There are several different types, such as explosive reactive armor, electromagnetic armor, and so on, with tanks often using explosive reactive armor as auxiliary armor. Each piece of armor has explosives loaded between two steel plates which automatically detonate whenever hit by enemy fire. The plate then explodes outward, blocking subsequent enemy fire and in the best case scenario, destroying the enemy itself. However, considering the plates explode of their own volition, it may cause damage to allies who are near the tank. All of which would prove very beneficial on the defensive front. Especially where Sumeragi is concerned in terms of its offensive output. But that is going to bring an end to this episode of Let's Play Robotics Notes Elite, and when we return, adventurers, the strategy meeting will continue, and then we will finally get underway to actually implementing said strategy into refurnishing Gunbuild 1 to be the very best it can be. As always, until next we meet.